Welcome back to part 3. What we're going to do today is take out the radiator because I'm still waiting on pipes, but I got some new HKS cam gears, so I want to take that out. I want to take the belt, remove that. So right now I'm going to remove the radiator. Looks like 2 12s on both sides. I already have the hoses draining. I took one of the hoses off, which is just on normal clamps. So I got a bucket down there draining that muddy water. That'll clean up some of the engine too. That's one of the hoses and the clamps that you use. You just squeeze them and they come right off. Because I'm probably gonna have to either buy a new radiator or clean this one out pretty good, because that is some dirty coolant. It's supposed to be green, it is brown. So let's take out the radiator now. Move these clamps, remove these bolts. And we should just remove the whole thing because I want to get that to top dead center. So I can put the cam gears, the new ones that are coming in right away, along with the belt, because the belt is 6 years old and I'm kind of worried it's going to snap. So I'll have to figure that out too. So let's get this out. Let's take these out. There should be 2 12s both sides. That should just come right out. And I've disconnected the bottom hose. Alright, so the radiator's free now that we got the radiator holder off. I'm going to take the belt off. We already took the belt off, actually, sorry. We're going to take the fan off. I already cracked these nuts free. They were 12. We'll take the fan out and then we should just slide the radiator up and out of here. So we'll have bolt number 1, or nut number 1. Spin this fan over. Nut number 2. Okay. Number 3. And we'll take this fan out. So after removing the bottom 2 transmission lines, transmission cooler, we will get the radiator out. I have used a size 22 to spin the cam gears towards that mark right there. If you get close, you can see it with that line, both of them. So now we're at top dead center. So now if we take all this off, we should be good. We can line it up top dead center again. So I'm gonna take this off again, which is gonna be a couple, 2 Allen bolts, one right here, one right there. Pull that off, and I can see the cam gears better. And we can find out where the tensioner is as well. So let's get that done next. Alright, so now I'm removing the cover, and the creators of this engine did a beautiful job lining up that bolt with this wheel, so you can't get at it, which is awesome. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I should be able to just pull this off and then check out all the other stuff under there. So I'm gonna keep messing with that.
Eventually.
So I got that cover off. Next, what I'm probably gonna have to do is take off this tensioner. 3 bolts right here. That should just pop out. So I can get to this bolt and take this bottom cover out. That way I can see the whole belt as well. So I'm gonna try that. That looks like a 12mm. And we'll double check in just a couple seconds. But 3 bolts, that should just pop right out. Next, we're pulling off this bottom cover. It'll be 3 10mm bolts. One right there. I'm holding. One's gonna be right there, and one in the center here. We should be able to pull this off. Alright, it's further on in the week. I've marked the crank to where it lines up with these dimples here, and the cams as well. I gotta take off the cams, gotta take off the crank to take off this cover, because I'm gonna be removing the belt and putting new cam gears in and all that other stuff. So we gotta try to get that off. I just sprayed it with some of this. We'll wait a couple minutes and we'll try again. So I'll keep you guys informed and in the loop if I can get that off somehow, one way or another. And I'll show you guys how I did it. Alright, well, with the power of Milwaukee tool, a short 22, this bolt has come out very easy. So let's take this out and we'll continue on taking off the cover and hopefully pull this off without any difficulty. So I got this puller at Harbor Freight for 30 bucks, dirt cheap. I have these 2 black bolts hooked on. I use a 9/16 to tighten these up. Now I'm gonna grab a wrench and start turning this, and this should just come right off. So let's see if we can get that done. And just like that, it's working. So I'll show you guys here. As I hold this down and just slowly turn, it comes off the spindle that it's at. And I have this set at top dead center. So when I put it back on, it'll also go on top dead center. But let's keep going. Okay. It is moving. That is the important part. I don't really know how to use this too much, but I kind of just figured it out. I'm surprised it's working so well. So we'll just keep going until it finally comes off. And I'm guessing the way we put this back was you put the bolt on and we just kind of keep going until it touches the back end of this. So, all right. What a great investment for tools, only 30 bucks. This is a good kit. I see we have a little lock there. All right, so taking the crank off, we have 2 other 10mm bolts, one right here, one down here. We could take this cover off, and we're also gonna be doing a water pump that I ordered tomorrow. Because the water pump runs behind here, and if we're gonna do all of this, we might as well take care of this water pump and put a new one in there. So let's get these off with 10mm and go from there. All right, we've removed the cam gears. We've marked them. They have little pins in here so that we know where they go back in when we get our new purple ones that can adjust. So we just left that there. Everything's at top dead center. Move that. Next, we're gonna remove this, which is a 14mm. So we can get to the bolts for the water pump. We're gonna pull off the water pump so we have that ready to go tomorrow. And that should be the last thing we do. Next, we're gonna take out the water pump, which is a 12mm. We're gonna take that out, and then that should be good for today. We might even do the thermostat just to get everything in one shot, and then tomorrow we get the water pump, get the water pump in, the thermostat in, and have at least the cooling system all good to go and done. So let's take out the rest of the stuff for the water pump. All right, well that seems to be it for part 3, because we got all this stuff done, but now we're waiting for parts. Water pump didn't come in today, it's gonna come in tomorrow, of course. There's a bunch of other little miscellaneous stuff, like take the oil pan out, but a bunch of 10mm bolts and oil pans out, so that's kind of really not worth recording or doing much for, but just a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. Clean it up and that's it. So thank you for joining me on part 3. Part 4 coming soon. Peace.